Welcome back to ECQ Diaries, staying at home and being at home. From our previous episode, we have been acquainted with quick breads and how easy and straightforwardly simple they are to bake. On this episode, we're going to decompress with the goodness of another quick bread. This time around, we're going to bake something that came from the British Isles in Scotland. We're going to make scones. The origins of scones has been highly debated for quite a while now. When I say quite a while, it has been a while, like centuries while. Now, some say that it came from Dutch word skonbrot, which means beautiful bread. And others would say it came from a place in Scotland called the Stone of Destiny. But either way, scones have been fabulously being served during high tea or during tea sessions. British afternoon tea won't be the same without scones. These are usually served with clotted cream on the side and some jam. Now, the consistency of scones are very particular. It's lying in between your biscuit and also your cake. So there's a certain flakiness in between, and this being achieved by one key ingredient, and that would be butter. So let's start baking some scones. The whole baking process for scones is very robust. Actually, no special equipment necessary. All you have to do is just dump everything into the bowl. But of course, there is order to it, just like any science. Now, usually what we do when we bake breads is that we mix all the dry ingredients first to be followed by the wet ingredients. Now, for scones, there's one particular trick that you have to do, and that is to mix your butter that is usually very, very cold, and it comes from the freezer. That's very recommended actually. And then you mix it into your bowl with flour and just go and massage it. Now, when I say massage it, all right, you have to go through your flour and your butter, all right, with pinching through your butter, making sure that the flour is incorporated with it. And this makes sure that when you bake it, all right, those really nice fluffy layers are being achieved. And not to mention, you have to fold your dough before you shape it and before you pop it inside your oven. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the butter has to be cold. Cold butter is necessary for this recipe. And why is that? Because if you have room temperature butter, but the moment that you pop it inside your oven, all the butter that's supposed to be introducing the flakiness to your bread melts, and we don't want that. Now what we want is when the butter melts, it will leave those spaces, all right, in between the layers to achieve the kind of texture. You can always dress up your scones with any kind of fruit, may it be dried or fresh. Now in this recipe, we've used raspberries, fresh raspberries, to give it that very tarty flavor. And also we incorporated some lemon zest, so it'll have a little bit of zing and tang.